to take off and tap into your limitless potential and to discover your next level of greatness. And for the sake of time, to make sure that time is well given to those who are here to have their chance to present, I really would like to talk about failures leading to success from a passage of my book. It's called It's Your Turn Now, 7 Secrets to Living Life on Your Own Terms. And if you'd like a copy of my book for free, please see me after. First and foremost, let's give the context about failure. First and foremost, failure is simply this. It's when you give up. When you stop and not keep going. And a lot of times as women, just being human, it's this human nature, but especially as women though, we find ourselves ingesting failure, meaning that we now make it our own. We actually now feel that there's something imperfect about ourselves. There's something wrong with us because of the fact that we failed. Earlier in my talk, I said that there is no such thing as failure, really. Every day may not be a great day, but every day is a learning day. So it's either you win or you learn. So I definitely want to give the context to this, that we as women, and just being as human beings, you're not perfect. Rather, you're imperfectly perfect. You are imperfectly perfect for your situation. It all comes together in the end. So always remember that. But just make sure that you do not give up, because that in itself is considered failure. You also can make sure that you use your flaws. A lot of times we do put on a mask. We wear a mask all the time. And I'll speak for me. Many a times, I know how to dress up. I know how to look well. I know how to present myself. But when I go home and I take off that mask, can I look at myself in the mirror and still be wowed by what I see? How about you ladies? Can you really look at yourself taking off the mask that you wear in front of everyone? When you take it off at home, can you really appreciate the person that you're looking in the mirror? Let's talk about what failure is. First, failure is not when you have tried something and it didn't work out. Failure is quitting altogether. You may not have received the promotion you wanted and deserved, or the business venture may have fallen flat. But that's not failure. Like I said, failure is quitting and giving up. You've tried, and that is still success. You know, there's an expression that we use, perhaps in the States, maybe all over the world. Nothing beats a what if than a try. Unfortunately, we have processed defeat and losing as failure. And we internalize this idea as being one who is a loser and one who has failed. We often see failure as proof that success is unattainable and that we are far from meeting our goals. In short, we have taken defeat personally. We have now internalized that as if we are worthless, useless, nothing, insignificant. We feel like just giving up, and we cope by avoiding the emotions that result from failure and rejection. However, I come to tell you that it is a natural part of life and of our personal and professional growth. Failure is okay because you didn't give up. You got up and kept going. You have to use these teachable moments. Every day is not a good day, but every day is a learning day. The answer to failure leading to success, so don't be afraid, which is the talk right now, is simply failing forward. People who fail forward aren't afraid of rejection. So often the fear of hearing no keeps us from asking someone to give us a chance, or from asking for a deserved promotion, or even asking for help. You know, there's a study that says that people who are more optimistic about life and think about how they can live longer or how they can do better in their lives tend to be successful. But then if there's a question, what is success? Just like failure, everything is relative. How I perceive failure and success may be different from the next person. But for you, what is failure? What is success to you? As I mentioned, failure is simply giving up, quitting, not moving forward. But success, to me, someone had helped me earlier. Her name is Sylvia. I don't know if she's still in the room. But when I was sharing my story earlier, and I said that, you know what, life is worth living. Life in itself is worth living in the face of death, which was my talk earlier. Success to me is just being. The fact that I got to live and to be, to come to know who I am. That is what success really means. It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be full of accolades. It's just simply to be able to look at yourself in the mirror, to take off your mask, to embrace your true and loving self, and to know that you mean something in this world. You have a gift, you have a story, you have a message that's going to inspire and give hope to the next person who may think, or who may be at the brink, just like I was at one point, at the brink of wanting to kill themselves because they didn't think that life was worth living. I don't know how many of you have ever felt that way, because just like my sister Brittany had said earlier, being a psychotherapist, a fellow psychotherapist, how could I ever tell anybody that I was at a place that I wanted to kill myself? I'm a psychotherapist helping people not to kill themselves. See, to me, if I taken my life, that would have been failure. I would have given up. But I knew that you all were in my heart the whole time. It was all meant. It was meant to now share my story about failure and success, because see, I thought I failed when it came to opening up so many businesses across the states on the East Coast. Successful business, successful clinical psychotherapy practice, and helping to transform lives and change the world like I was. But then life happened, just like it has for you all, I'm sure, to the point that I said, you know what? Especially after being a caregiver to my mom who had late-stage Alzheimer's, and I couldn't change it. I couldn't change her diagnosis. I couldn't change that illness and disease. It got to the point that I said, you know what, there's no point in living. I cannot do this. It's time to give up. I need to take my life. But then I was reminded that, you know what, I must have a story to tell for the devil to try to help me to take myself out. That means that I need to live and to appreciate life. That's where I found my success. I may have failed in business because I didn't know. I know as a psychotherapist, I know I wasn't taught on business acumen or how to run a business. I just went out there because it was in my heart. I knew that there was something about entrepreneurship that was in me. But no one showed me. I didn't know how. But I knew not to play victim of it. To say, okay, I don't know what to do. It was just a matter of learning how. To get around the right people to help me to now understand that. How to run the business and just get up and try again. But now, in incorporating business life, entrepreneurship, with my personal message and story of hope, that failure absolutely do lead to success. And that it's also about life lessons. That's the whole point of how this life is all about. It's really, what did you learn from it? It's about failing forward. How do you learn to fail? Well, how do you learn to fail forward? The simple answer is that it's about taking risks and asking for opportunities. It's about making sure that you learn from your mistakes. It's about taking everything that you learned in your failure, whatever you call failure, and now incorporating it as part of your message and your story to impact the lives that you are here to touch. We're not here for ourselves. Always remember that. We are here for someone else because of the fact that whatever we have been through in our lives, good, bad, and indifferent, it makes you you. It's about making sure that you incorporate your failures and your successes, whatever you call those, to now make you a whole integrated self. That is success. To be able to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I accept me, good, bad, and indifferent. And to now be that light, to be that example to the people that will see you and you're standing before them, to give them that opening and that door and that opportunity of hope to say, you know what, she was able to accept her, she's okay with who she is, I'm going to accept me too. So ladies and gentlemen in the room, I will say it is time for you to take your turn now, to make sure that you make yourself first unapologetically and guiltlessly, and to know that when it comes to failure leading to success, just know that it is a great and amazing journey. Be okay with failing forward to get to your success. Thank you.